First day of action, the BMW IBSF two-man bobsleigh World Championships at Winterberg in Germany. A snowy Saturday afternoon for the start of the two-man worlds, and the man who finished in sixth position in St Moritz, Brad Hall, with Taylor Lawrence behind him, putting down the third fastest start in both heats to drive himself into potential medal contention. From fifth in the first run, a nice smooth run from Hall in the second allowed him to build big speed down the track. Ahead of him, America's Frank Del Duca, then Johannes Lochner, Adam Amor and Francesco Friedrich, the three top sleds, all from Germany. Had Hall done enough to make a difference? Del Duca only had 0.03 of a second in hand after the first of the four runs. With Brakeman Maneo Mitchell, they had started a couple of hundred slower than Hall, and they made just a little slower getaway in the second run. They were in red numbers as they got to the Kreisel, the midway point on the track. From here you start to build speed down to the quicker turns, but he was still just a little adrift in the top speed stakes. At the line he'd slipped a position, second place with the top three still to go. The battle for fourth had been some way behind the battle for the medals. Reigning world champion Johannes Lochner and Georg Fleischhauer hadn't started particularly strongly in the first heat, and he was only in third position. Lochner had a serious crash in Altenburg a week earlier in training and is not at 100%, but he still had enough to hold off Brad Hall, his good friend, all the way down the track. First heat advantage from Lochner to Hall was 0.18 of a second, and he added another tenth to it in the second run. But it looks as though this will not be Lochner's year to win gold. After the first of the two heats, the Amor brothers, 22-year-old driver Adam, 30-year-old brakeman Issam, they were just 0.06 off the lead. It could be their opportunity for Adam to become the youngest ever two-man world champion. He's also the junior world champion, echoes of Francesco Friedrich when he became the youngest world champion in 2013. And Amor needed a good run. It was quick, it was faster than anybody else, and it had extended his advantage over Johannes Lochner. But would it be fast enough? Francesco Friedrich and Alexander Schuller were chasing the start record set 5 years ago by Friedrich and Torsten Margis. They were 100th off in the first heat and 100th off in the second. But the first heat leader had set a brand new track record with his first run down, beating his own mark from 2021. And in the second heat, although he wasn't quite as tidy, he was just letting the sled have its head. And at the line, he had a second track record for the day, and he'd extended his advantage from 6 to 2200s overnight. He is halfway to his 8th two-man world title. Francesco Friedrich a handy lead over a spread out top three, then Brad Hall leading the chasing pack into day two.